Falling in love in your 40s is a very strategic operation. You really are strategically thinking, is this my husband? And if he is, you want to prolong the relationship. And if he's not, it's like you really don't have time in your 40s for recreational dating.
I'm Michael McGarry, and this is the story of how I met my wife, Elaine.
I met Michael McGarry online.
And Elaine proposed that we meet at a bar called Nectar.
He had on the most unfortunate black shirt that I have ever seen in my life.
I thought I looked good. I even got compliments that day from other women. But little did I know that Elaine has, style is really her life, and it's what she does for a living. She's a designer.
So I just really didn't know what to do with this man in front of me. After the first drink, I was like, I need to break it to him gently. And I turned to him and I said, sweetie, you're a really great guy, but I need to let you know right now that I'm not Mrs. McGarry.
And yeah, I was stunned. But the interesting thing was I had been thinking the same thought at the same time.
He put his drink down, he looked at me, and he said, you're right, you're not. We met here, just like this chair, and this is where he had on the unfortunate shirt. He's much better dressed now.
She was someone I felt like I'd never met before. Combination of a Southern princess and this kind of Yankee, waspy Connecticut drawl.
Michael and I are really a case of opposites attracting. I'm busy bouncing off the walls, and he's like, woo, slow down.
We met on August 23rd, and I proposed to her in the third week in October.
He took me to Lenox, Mass. It was super romantic. It was freezing, freezing, freezing. We're walking around, and every now and then he'd turn to me and he'd say, will you marry me? And I just looked at him and I'm like, yeah, because this is not the setup. And I'm like, are you serious? And he'd say, no, I'm not really serious. When I have a ring, I'll be serious. But I was like,
Elaine, she had already hinted to me that she had a very close friend who was what's called a private jeweler.
We had just gone to get pedicures together. It was totally divine intervention. And I slipped her card into his wallet. And then, of course, I announced that I had done that in case he needed to go jewelry shopping anytime soon. Girls, you have to be prepared to take charge.
I set up an appointment with the private jeweler, Cheryl.
Cheryl and I have been practicing this ring thing for years. She knew exactly what I wanted. We've been talking about it for 5 years.
I wanted to be a gentleman, so I called Elaine and said to her, listen, we would like to invite you to come down and to take a look.
Ring day was like the best day of my life. It's like childbirth doesn't compare to ring day.
The following weekend, we were heading out to San Francisco.
And I was just hoping, I'm like, I've got to get engaged in San Francisco. And I was like, how can I not get engaged in San Francisco? And I'm just like sleepless nights wondering, will I be engaged in San Francisco?
When we were in the hotel room, she kept asking and asking, and I said, do you really want to do it now? And she said yes. He
goes over to his laptop bag, at which point, of course, I'm closing my eyes, and I'm like, and he like slips the ring on. And then I'm like, ring! And then he proposes, will you marry me?
She was so excited, so delighted. For the wedding, we invited just a few of our closest family and friends. It's January 1st, a very cold winter day, and she designed everything for the wedding. As the sun set, it was this beautiful kind of orange fuchsia color, and it actually, the flowers that she had picked, the floral arrangements, yeah, it matched the color of the sunset. It was just gorgeous. It's very simple, very elegant, refined, and warm. And that's really, when I think of how I might describe her, refined, elegant, and warm. It just, there's a, and as I say, there's a kind of a real joy in her that I fell in love with.